Hey guys, how are you all doing today? My name is Francesco Mack, and welcome back to the channel. Also, welcome back to LEGO Week. So today, sadly I have to admit that, or announce that LEGO Week is sadly coming to a close, but today's video is all about the LEGO Batman movie, and that's what we're going to be reviewing today. So, the LEGO Batman movie is the second film in the LEGO Cinematic Universe, or the LCU, and it came out in February, I believe, of 2017, so took a little bit of time from the Lego movie all the way to the next Lego movie, which was Batman. Now, of course, if you guys know my channel, you know what grade I'm going to give it. Of course I'm going to give it an A+. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's tied with the Lego movie. However, I'm going to be explaining why and why I think it... Some people thought it was overhyped, and why I think it wasn't. I think it was just perfect the way it was. So, of course, in typical Lego movie fashion, you have a great all-star cast with Will Arnett and Rosario Dawson and Michael... Sierra, something like that. The guy who voiced Robin. Everyone does a great job. Of course, it's a Lego property. You know, like Kirk Christensen said himself, everything has to be great, and they're carrying that. So yeah, the voice work is great. Of course, the animation is actually better than the Lego movie. Now, there are certain elements in the Lego Batman movie that are not Lego. So there's an example where Batman, you know, not Bruce Wayne, Batman. It's funny because Batman... The role is almost reversed in the Lego Batman movie. You know, we have normally is Bruce Wayne is the normal guy, and Batman's the the other person, the secret identity. But in the Lego Batman movie, they parody Batman, right? So of course Batman is Bruce. You know, it's like switched roles, which is so funny, and it's just great. But yeah, so there's a scene where Batman is swimming in Wayne Manor, and he's swimming, and you see these dolphins jump, right? But the water isn't made out of bricks. It's like animated water. Looks great, but there's no real explanation why it's made out of bricks. And a lot of people were criticizing the Lego Ninjago movie, which I'll be reviewing in the next video, of having too much, real elements mixed with Lego bricks. And there's actually a reason. Not a lot of people know this, but there's an actual reason why bricks and natural elements are in the Lego Ninjago movie. Lego Batman movie, however, I don't really think there's a reason. They just wanted to make it, I guess, look better or look cool. Now, the Lego Batman movie is in the LCU. However, it's kind of hard to explain because whereas the Lego movie and the Lego Ninjago movie had people playing with the Lego, Batman does not have that, so you're literally just getting a Lego Batman movie. That's what it is, it's still part of the LCU, but it isn't really in that universe per se, which is fine, but I think I need to tell you guys that. Of course, most of you already know that, but if you don't, that's why things are like that. So with that out of the way, again, voice cast was great, animation was fantastic, the bricks flopping everywhere, and the stop motion. Now, here's something to note about the stop motion that I really enjoyed with this movie. The Lego movie, as I said in the last video, if you saw my Lego movie review, check that out. If not, check that out. But anyway, so you know how in the Lego movie, as I said in the last video, they're kind of like this. If you took an actual minifig, they're not going to be doing this. Like the other movies or the video games. It's very like stop motion. Like a doll or something in Barbie or something stupid like that. But essentially, what you have here is because Warner Brothers and Lego themselves and the people who made the Lego movies, they're getting more, their technology is getting a lot more advanced with Animal Logic and all that, the company who animates. So, in the first movie they were doing this, right, and it was really funny. They still do this. I mean, it's still a stop-motion aesthetic. However, in this film, it's not a whole lot, but you can tell and you can see if you look. Like Batman, he'll be walking like this, right, and then all of a sudden, it'll kind of go like this, or this, or, this, or something along the lines of basically any movement that a normal minifig cannot perform, such as this, unless you physically took the arms out of the torso and, rearranged them, which is really funny because, yeah, the Lego Batman movie doesn't really have any place in the LCU in terms of, like, a live-action setting. It does have that sense that, yeah, someone could be playing with Lego bricks or minifigs, and they actually take the arms out of the torso, and they place it so that it looks like they're crossing their hands, or Batman's throwing a batarang, or, the grapple, or anything, And I think that's really cool, because it shows that they're not just tied to this anymore, they can do other things besides that, and that was just perfect in my opinion. I really, really love that. And of course the comedy, this is what, again, you know me, I don't trust critics at all. I'm glad these first two movies did great. I really am, because they are great. And again, you can have your opinions, but for people that absolutely hate the Lego movies, I don't think you have a soul or like a brain, because like there's no way you can hate these movies. And I get it; it's your opinion, and I respect that. But for someone, and I don't personally know anyone who downright hates them, but the comedy in this movie fits so perfectly that everyone can enjoy. Just like the Lego movie, how it's for all ages, much like Lego themselves for 99.9% of the time. The Lego Batman movie is all about Batman. It's basically a 104-minute Easter egg. Chris McKay, the director, did a great job. He's a huge fan of DC, like myself. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of DC and Marvel. I have DC tributes. I have one for all of DC that I could pretty much get, and then I have another tribute for the DCEU, or Worlds of DC. If you haven't seen those, they are in my big long list of videos, so check those out. But yeah, so this film really is just a big, hug, or a big, two thumbs up to Batman and to the DC Universe, which is fantastic, because the Lego movie was just everything Lego, right? It was just a normal action comedy. That's all it was. The Lego Batman movie, however, is something different. Sure, it's an action movie. Sure, it's a comedy. But it's also a Batman parody, which we haven't really seen before. And when this movie came out in, February 2017, no one was really enjoying the DCEU. Although I was. As you guys know, too, I love every movie in the DCEU. I like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's okay. That's my least favorite. But, for sure, everyone in the DCEU was hating Batman and everything with DCEU related. They were like, oh, it's not funny, or it's too funny, or it's terrible CGI, terrible script, blah, 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 whatever. Opinions crazy. But I feel like the Lego Batman movie really pushed people to go, oh, wait, Batman can actually be really freaking funny. And we can make fun of this character because he's so serious. It's funny when he's overly serious, or it backfires, and he thinks he's cocky, and he thinks he's that and that. So it's so funny. The way they did this comedy, it's perfect if you don't like Batman, if you just watch it because it's a Lego movie. It's perfect for that animation. It really is. Or perfect for that comedy. It really is. However, if you like Batman and DC like me, like I'm a huge fan of DC and Batman. I know mostly everything about Batman and DC. So for me to see it, with these Lego movies, you're going to miss things the first, second, third, fourth, even probably fifth time. Like, I rewatched the Lego Ninjago movie a few weeks ago, and I noticed something completely different, something in the background. And again, with the Lego Batman movie, you will notice things in the background, and other little nods and Easter eggs, so it's perfect for that. So if you're a Batman or DC fan, and you haven't seen this movie, go ahead and watch it. Now, this is the part that kind of, makes people say, oh, it was overhyped, or it was too energetic. Now, the Lego movie was very energetic, right? It was in-your-face comedy, just, bricks-to-the-wall animation. It was crazy. Lego Batman movie is actually even crazier. It has more things flying on the screen, more jokes, more sight gags, more everything, essentially. And to me, that was perfect, because DC movies themselves are very energetic. So for them to have, crazy, like every 2 seconds, or maybe even 1 second, you're laughing your face off at something that happened in the background, or something that Batman said, or something that Robin said, or Alfred. Everyone is funny in this movie, and it's just so crazy. It can be overwhelming at times, but I think for this movie, it really did a good job of doing that, because when you're watching it and you're just laughing all the time, it just, not that I could say, I don't really get bored by watching movies. I don't think I've ever been bored watching anything, unless it's Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror. But, I really don't get that bored watching something. So, for me, it didn't really bother me. It was like a null and void thing. But a lot of people who said Lego Batman movie was too in-your-face and too energetic, I have to disagree with you on that. I respect your opinion, but I think that it fit really well for the tone of this film. Now, here's something that this is weird. I don't like it, but I like it. So I'm not gonna make it something that goes to my final verdict, my final grade. But I have to tell you guys about it, and that is the fact that, yes, Batman and DC and Lego, Warner Brothers, well, I guess Warner Brothers doesn't own Lego, but Warner Brothers works with Lego, right? So, and DC and Batman, which is DC. So, essentially, spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen the Lego Batman movie, but there's this thing that Joker wants called the Phantom Zone Projector, right? And Joker plans to, unleash all these beings to destroy Gotham and, destroy Batman once and for all. And, as Joker, voiced by Zach Galifianakis, he gets this Phantom Zone projector and he goes into the Phantom Zone, right? With, Phyllis, which is funny because Phyllis is my grandma's name, which is freaking hilarious. So I literally laughed my face off in the theater and still do. And everyone was probably like, what the hell's wrong with you? But it was funny. So, we go into the Phantom Zone and you see King Kong. You see, the guys from The Matrix. You see so many Warner Brothers properties, right? Godzilla. I'm trying to think who else. Ooh, there were so many. I mean, it was crazy. That's the part I don't like. I get it. The Lego movie is everything Lego, right? So every product Lego owns could have and would have potentially been in the Lego movie. Lego Batman movie, however, it's the Lego Batman movie, not the Lego movie 2 with Batman, So for the Lego Batman movie to have all these, other properties that aren't Batman or necessarily aren't DC at all, it felt, when I was watching it in the theaters, I didn't care because I was having an awesome time, right? I'm just laughing my face off, having a great time. It's awesome. But when I rewatched this, and I'm like, wait, why is that even there? I mean, it's great. I really love those scenes. I mean, they're funny and they're action-packed and they're really cool. But in my opinion, I don't think that was a smart move for the Lego Batman movie. You probably could have had something like that in the Lego Movie 2 before the Lego Movie 2 was a thing, before it was, conceived or whatever. So again, I'm not going to, give it an A or an A- because of that. I'm still going to give it an A+. But I feel like having those things in there didn't really need to happen, but I'm glad they did, if you catch my drift, So it's a little weird, but I think you understand what I'm trying to get at here. So yeah, guys, I really love the Lego Batman movie. Again, I'm a huge fan of Lego and a massive fan of DC, so seeing a Batman movie in Lego being a parody and just every second there's an Easter egg, in the background, someone says something, and that's the best part of this movie. It relies on Easter eggs for its comedy. There's only really a small percent that's just funny because it's funny, But I think that works for the Lego Batman movie, because if this was the Lego movie and all they did was, make Lego jokes, it wouldn't work, They need to have funny moments that are just funny, including Lego. But Batman, because it's such a rich history and has so much stuff behind it with movies and comics and video games and TV shows and even Lego sets in general, I'm really glad that this movie was so much based around the lore of Batman and not as much just funny jokes, if you get what I'm saying. It had funny moments, but the parts that were taken and Easter eggs for Batman, if you understood them, it was so funny. And you felt like, I saw this with my friend when we saw it, the first day it came out, and I remember we're huge DC fans, and we were both laughing our butts off, and there were actually probably a few people in the theater why are you laughing? Because they didn't get the reference. They were either too young, or they were old and they didn't see something. And that's the best part too. This movie is for all age groups. It's not just for kids. It's not just for teens. It's not just for adults. Everyone can watch it. So it's funny, just like the Lego movie. So it's funny when you see, someone laughing and you not getting it, or you laughing and them not getting it. So it's like an inside joke thing inside of an inside joke. So yeah, Lego Batman movie, great animation, great comedy for all ages, awesome voice cast. Great plot. Again, I don't really feel too hyped that they had other properties that weren't Batman related, but in my opinion, it did work and it was pretty funny nonetheless. So yeah, the Lego Batman movie, I'm gonna have to give this an A+, just like the Lego movie. These two are tied as being one of my favorite films of all time, and I'm gonna have to go on a limb and say the Lego Batman movie is not my favorite, but one of my favorite DC films in general. I mean, I love the DCEU and I love the Dark Knight trilogy. And I'll watch Batman and Robin. It's not really that good of a movie. I'll probably give it a D-. But it's watchable, But the Lego Batman movie really is a movie that holds up for everyone. And, whether you're a fan of Batman or not, you get jokes and you're going to have a great time. So yeah, the Lego Batman movie, A+. Fantastic movie. Fantastic comic book movie for all ages. And thank you guys for watching. Please let me know down below what you thought of the Lego Batman movie. And, how would you rate it, again, from an F to an A+ using my scale. So thank you guys, and the next video I will be reviewing the Lego Ninjago movie, and I'm only going to review that, but I'm also going to talk about why I think this movie, or why I think the Lego Ninjago movie is very underrated, and why it's just as good as the first two. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.